Hi, it's Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for joining us. Bar raids, bar girls, trafficking, minors. It's all happening. And you know what? We should talk about it. Let's do that.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay. You know, you can't talk about the Philippines without including its notorious reputations. Reputations for beautiful women, reputations for cheap living, reputations for this. Well, along with those reputations come bars. And with those bars come girls, bar girls. So, what's been going on? Well, no part of the Philippines is exempt from trafficking. And to the degree that it happens is insane. Now, we're going to tell you about two raids that just recently happened. One where 100 women, females, were quote unquote rescued. Okay? And then we're going to talk about one that happened right here in Angeles the other day. Now, both of these are less than a week old. So, news is what it is. All right. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay. Um, let's see here. Boom. NBI nabs four for alleged human trafficking, 102 rescued. There's a little picture, it just shows. I mean, this was a big club. And you know something? This was in an expensive area. This was in Makati. This is a big district of money in Manila. So, the National Bureau of Investigation on Monday announced the arrest of four persons for the alleged human trafficking and the rescue of over 100 individuals from a club in Makati City. According to the Bureau, joint operations arrested the operators of the club as well as one individual who received the payment for the victims during an entrapment and rescue operation on March 7th. So, what they did was they went in and negotiated something and then arrested them the next day. The operation was conducted by the NBI, the National Bureau of Investigation, Organized and Transitional Crimes Division. They've got so many divisions and everything else, you can't keep them all straight. The Makati Social Welfare Development and the NBI Human Trafficking Division Interagency Council Against Trafficking and Non-Government Organizations. So the following day, the NBI said that they interviewed and assessed 102 customer care assistants. That's a much more professional word than bar girl, I guess. All right. Customer care assistants of the club who were later turned over to social workers of their local government units. The six customer care assistants voluntarily gave their sworn statements to the NBI, which pretty much, I don't know. Pretty much it would be, hey, tell me what's going on or you're going to be in big trouble. Is that voluntary? I guess so. Sure, why not? They confirmed the existence of sexual offers and activities given to the club's customers for a fee. So the club is facilitating this. Okay? Meanwhile, NBI said the subjects were presented for inquest proceedings before the Makati prosecutors for violation, blah, blah, blah. They were turned over to the NBI detention facility at the new Bilibad prison in Muntinlupa. So that's kind of where it goes. There are other articles out there. This was a Korean club run by Koreans. Okay? Not that it matters. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, does it really matter? I don't think so. I really and truly don't. There are plenty of bad actors doing bad things. Now, well, you know what? We're going to talk about is it good or bad, but let's take a look at something a little different. How about closer to home, or at least closer to home for us? This happened 5-minute walk from our place. So a South Korean was arrested. 12 women were rescued from a sex trafficking operation in Pampanga. So Angeles City and its surrounding areas, Mabalacat, Malabañas, I mean, these are all right, Balibago. These are all parts of the province of Pampanga. A South Korean national was arrested and 12 females, 5 of them minors, and this is a bad thing. Bad, bad, bad. They were rescued by the National Bureau of Investigation from a sex trafficking operation in Pampanga. The NBI identified the South Korean, where you can read it. I'm not going to say his name. The operation was conducted by NBI Bataan office and coordination, blah, blah, blah. So the guy was charged with violation of Republic Act 11862, the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, and Republic Act 7610, the Special Protection of Children, because remember, there were minors involved here. The NBI said the operation stemmed from a complaint by one of the husband of one of the trafficked victims. Okay. He said the husband alleged a certain individual was recruiting women to work as performers in Korea without the necessary permits and licenses from the Philippine Overseas Employment Agency. And the Philippines is kind of strict about this. The investigation conducted by agents of NBI Bataro revealed that the recruitment process was nothing more than a cover to persuade the victims to work at a club in Angeles City, Pampanga. Further inquiries indicated that the victim would serve as models and provide entertainment for potential customers, particularly foreign nationals, and would be available for hotel check-ins. Wow. Well, we all know what that means, don't we? Now, before we go any further, I want to say this. It is not just the Koreans that do this, okay? The Koreans have been taking a spotlight. They're very aggressive in their business nature. They're very aggressive in what they do. They run businesses very efficiently, and because of that, there's always talk. But there are others. Now, I can tell you, in my memory, which is not always the best, I'm going to be honest, okay? But in my memory, I only know of one bar that was shut down, raided, that wasn't owned by a Korean. You know what? I take that back. 2. I only know of 2. All right. Whereas the Korean bars, they get hit all the time. You know, KTV, regular bars, the whole 9 yards. So this stuff happens frequently. But the minor issue, this is a big deal. Minors should not have to deal with this crap. Minors should be shielded. Not that they're just young and vulnerable, but they're not mature enough and responsible enough to make those kind of decisions. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say those kind of decisions, let me tell you, I do not believe it should be a crime for two people to arrange to do whatever they want behind the privacy of their own door. I don't. In fact, that's how it's handled in multiple countries. All right. In multiple countries, you can't have an establishment with a plethora of women, but they can have their own little place and they can operate, advertise. I mean, that's the way it is in Australia. That's the way it is. You know what? I've read about it in Australia. I've read about it in the UK. All right. All of that being said, we can put our morals where we want to. We can decide whether, that's totally up to you. But when it comes to minors, they should be shielded and protected from this. They absolutely should. I don't know. You tell me, what are your thoughts? Do you find this information interesting? Do you find it, is it a surprise to you at all? I doubt it. Okay. And finally, do you think that we're going to begin to see more of a crackdown as the elections come up? Who knows? All right. Otherwise, thanks so much. Have a great day.